Dum, 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 dum. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sports is My Love Language podcast. Yo, I'm excited, man. We got a lot to talk about today, and as usual, I'm here with my crew. So I want to welcome everybody to our living room, to our barbershop, to chop it up and talk about sports, man. What's your opinion? Let us know, man. Comment, share, tell your people about us, man. If sports is your love language, you're in the right place. Yo, I'm here as usual with my cast of characters. I got my man Pablo, aka El Schefter, in the house. What's going on, Schefter?
What's going on?
I got my man, the man Major Money, the artist of the year. Here he is, ready to drop his knowledge on the court. Hopefully, we got my man Javito, AK. I know he's excited with his Philly.
I don't know. AK's got two big games tonight.
Yeah, ready to chime in.
Yeah, man, we ready to go tonight.
Yo, let's. You know what? Like, I'm gonna wait for him because I definitely want to talk baseball.
Actually, is there a game tonight?
No, tomorrow I think. Right?
Tomorrow.
I don't know. What do you gotta double check? What do you call it? First things first. Yo, man, the NFL is going. It shocked the hell out of me. So when I saw initially, I kept hearing through the grapevine, oh, not a lot of people are going to make moves. There's not a lot, everybody's really close, but, people are playing it tight to the vet. All of a sudden, man, from one day to the other, Peter Schrager, El Schefter, the regular Schefter, fucking all these guys start probably just bing, bing, bing. The phone starts going crazy. Ding, ding, ding. I'm like, oh, shit. Yo.
And I was watching it on TV live, too.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. It just goes to show that everybody feels like they're in it. Everybody feels like they're close and that they have a shot this year. You know what I mean? There's no team, let's say Buffalo, Philly, yeah, they look great, but there's no team that you say, nah, and we ain't fucking with them. It seems like every team has some kind of flaw, like some kind of hole in their game that the other team see, and they were like, all right, well, if we can manage to do this position or fix this, I want to start with this. What was your favorite pickup, and what was your head scratcher, El Schefter? That you were like, I don't know if they should have spent that much money.
So when we talked last week about the moves that had been made up until that point, my favorite move was definitely the McCaffrey move because I loved what it does for San Francisco. Regardless of some people like the price they pay, some people don't. It's irrelevant. I was just focusing on the football of it, and of course, his health was always a factor. But I got two that are tied for me.
Okay,
one is now and one is future. Naheem Hines going to Buffalo, I think was sneaky good for Buffalo because he's not just a third down back. He can run the ball as well, but he's a great pass catcher. He's a really good blocker. He's a tough runner, or he's just a tough, player once he has the ball in his hands. But for future going forward, Calvin Ridley to Jacksonville.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
It's just going to make that team offensively anyway, really sick next year because you're going to have Ridley, you're going to have Christian Kirk, and you're going to have Zay Jones, which are three very good wide receivers. And Kirk is playing well this year. Zay Jones has kind of been up and down, but he's not really expected to be the carry the load. It's really Christian Kirk. And then you have Travis Etienne back there, right? They traded away James Robinson. And lo and behold, Butterfingers himself, Evan Ingram. You son of a bitch.
He makes an appearance.
Holy shit, you're playing freaking well. It took a few games, but it was like, so offensively, man, they're going to look really good next year. And I think they're going to still have some good money available, see what they can do on the defensive side. But those were my two in totality of all the trades. And I lean more towards the offense because, fantasy and gambling and all that stuff. I know the defensive moves we talked about last week with Quinn was really good as well. But I think those two for me is Hines. For Buffalo this year, I think he could be the difference in a critical game against, let's say, the Chiefs in the playoffs, right? AFC Championship game. He'd just be that guy that can just get you that first down, those yards really, really easily. It's just another weapon for Josh Allen. And like I said, next year, Ridley.
Okay. What do you call it? What was your head scratcher? Did anything leave you like, not a fan of the move?
Looking at the list, the Robbie Anderson was like whatever, didn't really do anything, but it doesn't like they paid. It's not like they paid a lot for him either, They gave a ham sandwich for that guy. The other one that kind of intrigued me, it is slightly a head scratcher, simply because of the price they paid. the Claypool to Chicago. Now, obviously, that helps Justin Fields, right? And they're gonna have a lot of money. I sent you guys a thing in the chat. They're gonna have $100 million next year, right? So I think the only thing that head scratched me was the second round pick. They gave away their second round pick, the Bears, not the one they got for Roquan from the Eagles. Theirs. And right now, based on the Bears' schedule, it's a high pick in the second round. That high second round, early second round is a very important pick in the NFL draft. Very important pick. Because you can use that to get it back into the first, right? To trade up, or there's still always quality players on the day two, right? There's still some high quality players. But I think the reason they did it was because the Packers also offered their second pick.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about
that came out.
That would have been key for the Packers.
That came
Packers
out.
Needed that.
That came out after. So they were like, Pittsburgh was like, okay, which second do we want more? So what supposedly was is that they figured that the Bears were still going to end up with a worse record than the Packers, so it would be a higher pick. So that's what they ended up just going with that. But that was just at first that was kind of my head scratch. Like, man, why would they give up their second? They had the other second that they got for Roquan. Like, why didn't you just give up that one? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lower second. But I guess to beat out Green Bay, they had to give up theirs because it was worth more.
Dre, what about you?
I'm gonna stay on Claypool. I think that they had to make that move to spend that money to see if they're gonna spend money on Fields in a couple years. That's just my guess, because you know why else would they give up that second?
They wanted to see what they had in the quarterback. I agree with you,
right?
Dre.
And he's been playing better the last couple of weeks. I mean, he's been looking really good.
That's true. And my curiosity, not really head scratcher, is Bradley Chubb. I want to see if there could be some sort of revitalization. He had 12 sacks his rookie season, and since then he's only had 14 in the rest of the seasons combined. So I want to see if maybe that change of location will bring, because in the beginning, I thought his trajectory was going to be 15 to 18 a season, just judging off of that first year.
Yeah, but he's been injured. He's missed 22 games.
Yeah, he's missed a lot of games.
The last 3 seasons.
But I just his name came up that just because of the trade, his name came back up in my mind because I had a APB out on him, waiting to see what he was gonna do, and then he never really came to fruition. So I want to see if maybe Myles Garrett, Von Miller.
Von Miller, yeah, like a resurgence of Von Miller.
Right. If it would have just, give him a little resurgence or something like that.
Yeah, the guys they had in Denver, the line that they have, including Randy Gregory and the 3 other guys, they felt that they still have enough and they can get from the younger guys the same that they were getting with Chubb. The only thing that they do lose, without obviously knowing how it is in the locker room, but they do lose the leader.
Right.
But that defense is still good.
Right.
Even without him being there. And he was, like I said, he was in his last year. So the only way they were going to trade on, is Miami's going to take him is if he's going to do the contract, and he obviously did the extension today.
Yeah, 5-year extension. I think that's a little bit of a head scratcher. 5 years. I don't think you'll see the end of the last 2 years of that.
No, he only got 62 million guaranteed out of the 110 million of it. So
yeah, the rest of it will be all of that
backloaded
and incentives, a lot of his incentives.
Yeah,
so we're talking about the what do you call it, the frenzy of free agency, man, that just happened, and we're basically asking everybody, what was your favorite trade so far, and what's the head scratcher that you were like, I don't know if I agree with that one.
So the one that I loved, getting rid of Kadarius Toney.
You just took mine, bro. I was about to say addition by subtraction. I was about to say that one.
Listen, man.
I should have gone first.
The talent is there, but he hasn't been on the field. It just felt like there might have been some, I don't want to call it mental issues, but I'm just going to say he mentally wasn't trying to be a Giant, right? That's how it felt. And as a Giant fan, I feel like if you don't want to be around the team, or you just don't want to be part of the team and give it at 100%, then it's time to go. So and at this moment, again, I'm going to trust the GM, Joe Sheen, and by what he's done so far is just basically put business first, and no matter what the talent level, if you're not buying in, you got to go. Now, I know you don't like it, but I'm also going to say that the McCaffrey trade is also a good trade. I understand that availability is always the best, but when he's on the field,
it's undeniable. It's undeniable.
So I don't think San Francisco wins the championship because of this, obviously, because I still feel like Jimmy Garoppolo will find a way to lose the game. So in that aspect, I just think, for the 49ers, at least they got another weapon that they could have with Debo, to make it easier on Jimmy Garoppolo per se. The head scratcher, I'm going to say Claypool because I'm just like wondering, I see what's his name? Pickens, is that his name? The Steelers wide receiver?
Yeah, the wide receiver, yeah.
I get it. They're probably George, they're probably like saying, you know what, we got this guy. He's probably going to be better than Claypool. We might have to start paying Claypool in a year or two. So they just basically said, all right. But then the Bears traded Roquan Smith at the same time. So it's more of like, what are the Bears doing?
Committing to Justin Fields. I'm committing to Fields.
That I see, but I'm just there like, have we seen that he's the guy?
That's what they're trying to find out.
The last 2 weeks, he has
been. I think it's a test. Yeah, I think it's a test to see.
They're like, he's not our guy, but we're going to give him some weapons. Let's see what he could do because he's shown a little something. He's shown potential when we keep him up. When we keep him upright. Let's see what we can get.
Yeah, it actually complements Darnell Mooney because Darnell Mooney's a speedster down the field guy. Claypool can be your possession, big catches and things like that. They have two good running backs in Montgomery and Khalil Herbert. So Cole Kmet, the tight end, is okay. He's just a guy. But they're just committing to saying, look, we got you another weapon. We're going to have $100 million next year. We're going to have a bunch of picks next year, minus the second they gave up for him, with the picks. And then they can reload and everything else next year.
The thing about getting rid of Raekwon is Raekwon wanted out. So he was gone. He was mentally had checked out of the Bears a while ago. He's been gone since the beginning of the season. He didn't want to be there. Don't get me wrong, great player, leading tackler, but mentally he was out of there. He
went to the perfect team for him.
They got value. They got what they could, essentially, for him, which was not a lot, but they got they got something compared to getting nothing because he was out of there. Contract year. I'm gonna say this, right? My head scratcher is how the Rams lost out on McCaffrey. Apparently, they had thrown in who's their running back? Akers?
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers in the trade.
Nobody wants Cam Akers.
And he went to San Francisco because San Francisco offered, I think, like a fifth on the back end. That was the difference between what the Rams offered and what do you call it offered? San Francisco. It was very minuscule. It wasn't anything like major. It was a player. Instead, they wanted a draft pick.
I think McCaffrey had a little also insight into where he wanted to go.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Cali, right? No, Cali.
Well, he would have been in Cali no matter what. But that was his dad's team.
Okay, yeah, that could make sense. Because I was blown away. I was like, oh shit, for that, you have a ready-made, coming back team from a championship. Damn, something must have gone. That's what I was thinking.
And they have a history, like McVay when they were little kids. They all have a history.
Oh, okay. So maybe there's something behind it. Yeah. I was gonna say another big move was getting rid of Tony. I love that move because I saw the talent. I see the guy is a beast on the field, but you see bits of that head case come out every now and then. And with a team like the Giants, who's trying to establish a culture, who has a new coach that has his hand on the pulse, and I feel like they're headed in the right direction. The last thing you need is a cancer on your team, bro. You gotta get rid of him.
It was a clash from the beginning. I think I mentioned that last week. It was a clash from the beginning, from the culture change or whatever.
And the worst thing you could do for a quarterback who's trying to get his mind right.
And he was trying to heal that hamstring, and then
Exactly.
all of a sudden the other hamstring got injured, and that's why he wasn't playing this year because then the other one got injured. And as soon as he goes to Kansas City, no, I'm good, man. I'm not injured.
Mm-hmm.
Which means
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, right? And the worst thing you could have for a quarterback like a Daniel Jones, who's really basically working on confidence, because there's some skill there, bro. He's working on getting his confidence and getting his footing on this offense. Is a guy like that, bro? Is a cancer. You cannot have that around him. There's no way.
Blame James Harden for imaginary injuries, and then as soon as the trade happens, right, fucking injury disappears.
Yeah,
I thought that was Ben Simmons.
No, Ben Simmons.
Nah, that was Harden first.
No, Ben Simmons is just scared to play.
Yeah, Ben Simmons just has demons.
Remember, he had back
Halloween
injuries.
just passed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Ben Simmons airballed. Sorry to go off topic. Ben
That's
Simmons airballed a layup the other night, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm no NBA player, but I'm not airballing a layup with nobody trying to block the shot. Like, what? He's 6 feet away from fucking basket, bro.
Yeah, he's
petrified to shoot the basketball.
Yeah.
As a basketball player.
Which takes us to the next topic, right, Mike?
Yep, good leading, Dre. Yeah, man, we got these. Steve Nash gets fired.
Oh.
They bring in possibly bring in the Celtics coach, Udoka. There's a lot going on there, man. There's a lot to talk about. Like, do you think Steve Nash got the proper amount of time? First of all, let's start there. What were your thoughts on Steve Nash, Dre? What were your thoughts on Steve Nash with the hire and all that in the beginning? Were you for it?
Scapegoat. Because of what they had around the team and what they got rid of, which was the shot blocker guy.
DeAndre
What's
Jordan.
his name? No, before he came, Brooklyn actually had their own shot blocker. Was it Jared Allen?
Jared Allen.
It was Jared Allen.
Now look at what he's doing now. They had Karis LeVert.
Yeah.
They had pieces, right? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of gave up everything, which was the whole hope of the team to bring in Kyrie, ball dominant, KD, who is like a unicorn, but also needs the ball to do a lot of stuff. KD's not like a facilitator. So you bring those guys in, and you bring in Steve Nash because you think that you need to work on your offense, but they have no defensive identity at all. Any team can score now. Any team can score in the NBA. I'm watching Orlando with the guy Paolo Banchero.
Yeah.
Man, that guy's a machine as a rookie, bro.
Yeah.
Guys can score now. It's not about that. It's about when the third and fourth quarter comes up, how are you going to stop the other team from keeping their momentum, and how are you going to keep yours? And Steve Nash has no defensive identity.
No, he comes from that Sun system where it was that
chuck it up.
That up and down the court.
Just chuck it up. They started the 53s. They wanted to get to 53 pointers in a game.
Yeah, D'Antoni.
So he comes from that. He comes from also never having coached before.
Yeah, I think
love Steve Nash. He helped the Warriors. He actually helped Steph Curry and Klay Thompson with their shooting and getting to the basket and stuff like that. But as far as head coach of a team, your personnel, if you know you're an offensive guy, I see this in the NFL all the time. Guys bring in guys to help out with what they're lacking in. So if a head coach is more an offensive mind, he'll bring in a strong-minded defensive coordinator so that he can have somebody to lean on. Steve Nash doesn't have anybody to lean on. They don't call plays out of timeouts. They just do isolation. It's just figure it out basketball, and that for the quality and the amount of money that's being spent, that it doesn't look good. It doesn't look professional. They have no identity.
We got some comments. The Nets don't need to bring him in. They have an image problem right now. Allen was the guy. He says the name was Allen. And Nets and Lakers are the laughing stock of the league.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Besides them, there's nobody else that's not on an uptick. Like the Nets and the Lakers, because of their personnel, you're looking at them as failures currently. Every other team in the NBA, the Bulls are on an uptick. But I don't know what's going on with Lonzo Ball, but
Mhm.
every other team
What about my
is
man,
getting good.
homeboy, the big boy that's always hurt? He's balling. From Duke.
Oh, Zion?
Yeah.
Yeah, Zion's playing. Zion played good last night. Everybody's coming up. The Pelicans are good.
The
Minnesota
Cleveland.
got good with Rudy Gobert.
Cleveland.
Bro,
Atlanta.
teams in the
Cleveland.
East.
Utah.
Cleveland, Atlanta. You saw Cleveland last night?
I saw the highlights.
Cleveland's a good team. Cleveland probably got the best backcourt in the Eastern Conference with Darius Garland, Karis LeVert, and what's the other guy's name?
Donovan Mitchell.
And Donovan Mitchell. They probably got the best backcourt in the East.
Yeah, they're nasty. They're nasty. I like them a lot. I like them a lot.
Only the Nets and the Lakers are head scratchers of the NBA.
No, for real. It's
what
weird.
are they doing, bro?
No, it's not a head scratcher. It's not a head scratcher what the Lakers are doing. We know they're going to be a mess.
I see Russ auditioning though. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Russ in the last couple of games has been auditioning. Like he's passing the ball. You see triple double Russ coming out because I think he's auditioning because he sees the writing on the wall and he wants out now. I think he's about to want out.
That was what I love what Turner did the other day, which is he did the reversal of tampering. He can't get in trouble for saying that he thinks he fits on the Lakers, but the Lakers can get in trouble.
Yeah.
For talking about him. So he did the DJ remix and said, I might as well put it out there. I feel like Russell Westbrook understands that he doesn't want to be Carmelo Anthony. He doesn't want to be Jamal Crawford. He doesn't want to be any of those guys who took a reduced role and then ended up not being able to fit on a team 1 year later.
Said Russ off the bench is a problem. Yeah, but that's not what he wants. He's already made it clear he wants to be a starter. And that's
he's not good enough to be a starter anymore.
He's not. He's good enough to be a starter on some other team. He does not fit this system that they're in. He doesn't fit the complimentary LeBron system.
Let me see if you guys. Russ is mad because he's not starting and Pat Beverly starting. I think they need to start Reeves. Listen, Pat Beverly can't do anything either. Yeah, he helps on defense a little bit, but Austin Reeves tries the hardest on the Lakers team. He gives the most effort. He's not the most skilled. He's not the purest shooter. He gives the most effort on a night. He's like the Draymond, the off stat sheet guy.
I mean, if you're, I was gonna say if you're the Lakers,
right?
Do you give up those picks for Buddy Hield and Turner?
Yes,
I think so too.
Yes, else you're wasting all the money that you're spending. It's like you're cutting off your nose and then trying to swim underwater and shit. It's not gonna work, bro. If you have this now, you got this shit going on now. You got to try to make something happen now. I heard JJ Redick chalk up the Lakers season. He said they should just pack it in and just be happy for LeBron when he breaks the record.
Yeah, because I mean, even they're not gonna. That pick goes to New Orleans anyway.
Right. So it's not like they're not getting Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
They're not even in the running for him.
Nope.
What about you, Javito? What are your thoughts on that whole situation with Steve Nash, the Nets, possible bringing in the coach of Boston?
It's a shit show, but I don't really care. It's the Nets. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm glad they're going through bad times. I hope they continue to go through bad times. I hope Kevin Durant scores 2 points in the next game. Udoka, I hope he screws another executive's wife. You know what I'm saying? So he could get suspended. At this point, what I'm seeing is more of just a soap opera right there out of the Nets, right? That's what it seems like. It's just a soap opera. Kyrie Irving's, we all know Kyrie Irving talent is there, right? But he's just always got to do something else to catch attention besides the game, and that's who he's always going to be. And, and then you got, the mental nut in Ben Simmons over there that I think I hear they're trying to trade him, so again, is it Nash's fault?
one feels bad. No one feels bad for either of those franchises.
I don't.
Because it's all self-inflicted.
Yeah.
The Lakers allowed LeBron to tell them they had Buddy Hield in the bag. Yep. The Lakers had Buddy Hield in the bag 2 years ago.
And
they went against it for Russell Westbrook. Remember, Pablo?
Yep.
Yeah, they had him.
Yep.
And now they're seeing that they should have took him.
That was a lot. That was locked. It was done. It was locked.
It was.
But here's the thing, right? Now going back to the Nets, KD asked for Nash to be fired.
He did.
So would you expect to happen during the season? Them to play great?
No, but KD and Kyrie first asked for the coach with the least experience because they didn't want to be held accountable.
No,
we got to go all the way back there. Mm-hmm. We got to go back to in the beginning where they had Jacques Vaughn and other people up for the job. Ty Lue. They had other people up for the job.
Wasn't Jason Kidd for that job?
A lot of people. And KD and Kyrie said, who can we manipulate? And you can tell by Kyrie's first statement, he was like, oh, we don't even really need a coach. I can be the coach one day. KD can be the coach the next day.
So even if they bring in Udoka, he's gonna coach.
Right.
They're gonna listen
to him?
Do we think they'll listen to him?
Exactly.
Well, here's the thing, Pablo. Here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking that they see the writing on the wall.
He was there. Don't get me wrong. He was there. Remember, he was an assistant.
Yeah, he was an assistant there.
They respect him. They see the writing on the wall. He's coming with a credential, which is coach of the year. You know what I'm saying? And now they're like, okay, we look like shit. Maybe we can't handle it. The last coach we had was a player's coach and kind of let us do whatever we wanted. I think maybe we need to go the other direction now before it really turns into a shit show and we can't redeem ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And now they're thinking, especially like a KD, he really has to start thinking about his legacy. I was just talking to Pablo about that shit. I'm like, this dude really needs to start thinking about his legacy being tarnished. You know what I'm saying? He's a scorer, he's all that, but it's apparent that he's not a leader at all. He has zero leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he cannot put a team on his back to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling Pablo, you can't give me that he put the Warriors on their back. It's the difference between LeBron being in Cleveland and putting a fucking bag of bricks on his back, as opposed to where he went to this team and he might have put like a bag of pencils on his back. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. You can't be like, oh, he took the whole load. No, in my opinion, I'm like, this guy's legacy is on the line, bro. He needs to really step up, get Kyrie on board, get a homeboy with the head problems straightened out, and say, let's at least make a decent show at this, because in a couple of years, these are the seasons that are going to be remembered, bro. When you're comparing them to the top tier.
Then people give Charles Barkley shit when they say when he says KD's not the bus driver. He's not a leader, bro. Some guys are natural born leaders. And some guys lead by example. Other guys aren't meant to lead at all.
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman led by example on the court.
Right, he was a quiet leader.
But you can't follow him with the shit he does off the court.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant is too passive. You never know where he's coming from unless somebody attacks him on Twitter. That's the only time I ever see him speak with conviction. When has he ever spoken with conviction about him being the main catalyst that's going to turn something around somewhere?
Never, Dre. Never. He's not what I meant when I said you need an emotional leader. He's like an emotional leader when it comes to Twitter. But he's not an emotional leader. Let me tell you something. If I had to put leadership skills, just leadership skills, and I put him in a room with Pat Beverly, give me Pat Beverly as far
I'll
as
take Pat Bev.
Because this guy he doesn't have it, bro. I always say this, bro, and I get a lot of heat for it. I believe KD, not pure talent wise. You got to look at the whole package. KD and fucking Chris Paul are the most overrated players to ever fucking touch a
In
basketball.
history, bro.
They make me sick.
KD, Chris Paul, and Notre Dame football. Like, I'm fucking tired of all of them, bro.
Oh shit! You said Notre Dame football.
I'm tired of all of them, bro. They always get the shit every year. It's like, oh, this KD's the best player. How? And Giannis is destroying everybody.
Everybody.
Luka Doncic. If you're gonna go to best players, you gotta say Giannis. You gotta say Luka before you even get to KD.
Ooh, okay.
I don't care if he's a European. Luka Doncic is something different to the NBA, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I don't care if he doesn't fit the description. Oh, he's not really in the best shape. He plays really slow. Just look at his effectiveness and what he's able to do with that Dallas team, bro. He's more of a leader than KD. He took Dallas to the
he took him on his back. You see,
the Western Conference Finals.
He put them on his back, even though they lost. But you could clearly see that he put that team on his back.
He did,
and that
man.
was his squad. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And they beat the Suns. They beat the Suns, which was Suns was supposed to meet the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. And Luka put the Mavs on his back after the season before. He almost did it against the Clippers as well. Bro, that guy's something different, but they keep talking about KD and Kyrie. Nobody wants to hear about those guys anymore, bro. It's real players in the NBA. They got this guy named Bones Highland right now playing basketball. Little skinny guy. Man, this kid could play. They got Darius Garland in Cleveland. They got Banchero. Let's talk about these guys, man. I don't want to hear about KD and Kyrie anymore, man. They don't deserve to be talked about. What are they doing?
I hear you. Just an overrated.
They're scoring 30 points in a league that's set up for anybody who could score to score 30 points. Whoop-de-fucking do.
Pablo, your thoughts?
The Nets just in totality are just a hot mess. Not just not just the basketball.
Everything. The
image. And the part of it is that it's inexperience. Inexperienced Josiah is a new NBA owner. He's still trying to navigate that. Sean Marks is new to being a GM. And to a certain degree, he acquiesced, to what the players wanted. And starting with allowing Steve Nash to be there. So he's not, there's no veteran anything, whether it's owning, running, or playing on the team in terms of on the court. So this is the mess that you get. And now, now you want to bring in a head coach, as good as he is, that has had moral and ethical issue recently. On top of you've got a head case in Kyrie, period. You got Ben Simmons that has this mental block in his head that has only gotten worse because he's regressed as a player. Before, his mental block was I ain't going to shoot. Now he don't even want to attack the rim or rebound, and he's not rebounding as down as he was, and his defense is not that good right now. So that mental block has regressed, in a bad way. So they're just a complete hot mess from every aspect of a basketball organization. And
that's true.
You're not going to be able to do anything in this. I'm looking at it's early in the season. I'm looking at the standings. I mean, we know Milwaukee's going to be dominant. Cleveland, everyone expected them to be good. Toronto was always going to be consistent. Then you have Atlanta that people thought were going to be better. Boston is here. They're still struggling. Chicago is going to be okay. Philly's hurting right now, and it's not going to get any easier with Harden being out. The Heat you expect to be there at the end, in the playoffs.
They're playing well already.
I'll give the Knicks credit. They're playing better. I don't know.
Knicks are playing better.
They're playing better.
We have a Knicks credit sighting. We got a Knicks credit.
They're playing better, Mike. They got Jalen Brunson now. They look organized.
I love our point guard.
They look organized now. You can tell what the point is.
I mean, and then the rest of the bottom half, the Pacers, Hornets, Detroit and Orlando are just not really good teams right now. Have some young talent, especially the Magic. They've got some good young pieces and solid pieces. And
Detroit has Cade Cunningham. That kid could play as well.
Yeah, so I don't know. They're just a mess, and I don't see how they come out of this right now.
Is anybody gonna come out and say if Devin Booker starts plateauing or downfalling too soon, it's got to be the Kardashians, bro. The only thing we can say.
We know that they're an impact to these NBA players. We've seen it.
But Devin Booker is the one. He's the anomaly. He's the one that's still enjoying success, and he's with one.
Well, they haven't been able to get to the NBA final. I mean, well, actually they did, but they're, you know,
drama. I don't know.
Every time I bet on him for props, he fucking fails, and then when I don't, he
bro,
fucking hits. So
if you could go back to Reggie Bush, Lamar Odom, Chris Humphries, Tristan Thompson, everybody, they Ben Simmons, everybody they mess with is over for the guy. It's over for that guy.
The curse of the Kardashians.
And nobody wants to say make a documentary about that shit, bro.
The curse of the Kardashians.
It's real, Mike. It's a distraction. It takes the guys away from what they supposed from the main thing. The main thing's no longer the main thing when you got a super celebrity girlfriend and shit.
You said something earlier that rolls us into the next topic, man. The college football top 25, the bowl championship series top 25 came out, and there's a lot to talk about there, man. There's Tennessee, for the first time in a very, very long time, came out as number 1 in the country. Here's my take on the whole thing. It's all going to sort itself out. The way it's set up, it's all sorting itself out. Alabama, Georgia plays Tennessee this week in a monster game
for the division. That's for
Georgia is 13.5 points favored by 13.5. I don't.
They just lost their best defensive player.
Yeah, and they're still favored. The line didn't move. 13.5. I don't know how they're favored by that much, because I guess they're playing at home, and they got a great defense, but I don't know. What do you call it? Ohio State plays Michigan.
Alabama.
So that's going to sort itself out. Alabama's going to end up playing in the.
Not if LSU beats them.
I don't think LSU has it yet. They're gonna. I think
their best chance is this weekend at home at night in LSU.
Yeah, I like what Kelly's
doing. It's down in the valley.
Yeah,
down in the valley.
So then they got a chance. LSU got a chance down there.
Always have a chance. You got to always,
and that's for the division too.
I like what Kelly's doing.
It's Georgia, Tennessee in the SEC East, and it's Alabama, LSU in the West in the divisions. So this is for the divisions right now in the SEC.
Yeah, right.
Which basically means it's your SEC championship game at the end of the year.
Now the question is going to be if a 2-loss SEC team gets in over like a 1-loss Oregon or a 1-loss other teams that are out there. You know what I'm
saying? If LSU beats Alabama and they're on 2 losses, they're in.
They're not. They're in 1 loss.
Over. Huh?
They're in 1 loss. Alabama and LSU are both. Oh no,
LSU's on 2 losses.
Sorry,
they're the only one in the top 10 with 2 losses.
I was looking at the conference record. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. They're 6-2.
Yeah,
but
so if
they win this game, they have the division basically.
Exactly. So
unless they fall apart,
it has to be something like that. But a 2-loss team, because there's so many undefeated still, a 2-loss team is going to find it hard.
A 2-loss.
They said Michigan should be over Clemson. We got finessed. Yeah, I agree. Listen, I don't think Clemson is a top 5 team. I don't see it.
Look,
I didn't see that this year.
I don't
they haven't played anybody. Their quarterback he was on a Heisman. He was on actually at one point they were considering him a Heisman candidate, and then he fell off the map. He hasn't been consistent.
You will probably have 3 SEC teams in the top 4 by the time this works itself out.
Yeah, I don't believe so. So the thing is this,
and then the winner of Michigan, Ohio State. Those are your top 4.
Winner Michigan, Ohio State. 4. I would say there's a TCU team out there.
Nah.
I don't know, but you gotta give them. You gotta.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad or not. I'm just saying
there's the elites. Obviously, there's the elites. You know what I'm saying? If I had to put my order out there, honestly, the truth, I would say Ohio State 1. They're to me, when I say defense and offense, first of all, offense, they're a juggernaut. They're completely loaded. Defense has come on way better than I ever thought they would play. Monsters. Number 2, Tennessee. Number 3, Georgia. At number 4, I would have Michigan at 4. Michigan at 4. I would have 5 Clemson. 6 We're going.
You still think Clemson's better than Bama?
No, but I can't. I gotta stop. I gotta stop judging. I also got to give people credit for who they play. They have to play the schedule that they have in front of them, and you got to give that 0, that O. You got to give it. You got to give it some weight. You cannot just be like, oh, in my opinion, he lost. Oh, but they lost to. No, they lost to Tennessee. It was a good loss, if you can call it that. It was a good loss, but they have to suffer the consequence for that. I see they fall back to 6.
That's why I think Tennessee should be number 1 because they have the Bama victory and the LSU victory.
I think,
and that's 2 top 10 teams right now. 2 top 10 SEC teams.
Here's the only reason I don't pick Tennessee. I love exactly what you just said is a great reason, right? But their defense is not great. They're letting up something like 35, 40. Why do you think they're an underdog to Georgia? They're an underdog to Georgia because their defense can't stop a nosebleed. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with them. They're going to score 45 points. Their quarterback and their wide receiver, that wide receiver is going to probably win the Biletnikoff, and their quarterback is in the running for the Heisman. I give you that. Hooker. But the problem is, unfortunately, on defense, it's frustrating to watch.
But we're gonna know. We're gonna know after Saturday.
They have to score 45. They have to score 45 to win the game. That's what they have to do. It's not like they can score 22, 23 points and they get the win. No, they got to score like 45, or else the other team's right there at 41, 40. That's 20 points. So for me, Ohio State, especially if they beat Michigan, clear number 1. If they beat Michigan, clear number 1. Right now, I think they're number 1 because of their defense, where it ranks in the nation. Alabama 6. I want to say TCU 7. I would go Oregon 8, and then maybe like a USC team, a couple of 1-loss, 2-loss teams in there in the mix that I think. I think USC has a great offense. I don't think their defense is caught up yet.
After that is basically USC. Obviously, LSU plays in the mix depending on what happens this weekend because they're back there.
Yeah.
Ole Miss at 8-1, another ACC team that's 8-1.
Ole Miss is a fraud, bro. They're a fraud. They had a great offense. They have 0 defense as well.
What division are they in? Oh, they're in the SEC West with Alabama and LSU. They have a slight inside track to that division. They
do. Absolutely. You got 2 lost teams. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Because if Bama loses, those are 2 lost teams, and Ole Miss wins. Now they're at the top of that division right now, and all they got to do is win out.
I just hate Lane Kiffin, so
they got to. But think about the wrench that would throw. Think about the wrench that would throw.
LSU beat Alabama
with 2 losses. They were 1 loss, and they went out. They win that division. They're going to the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
Because now you got two loss, and they would have the best with 1.
They would have the 1 loss against the Tennessee, basically Tennessee Georgia fallout winner, which is this weekend. Right. And then who knows?
I want to kind of add a topic because this one, I want to kind of add a topic, right? What are your thoughts on Shedeur Sanders possibly name dropping into not necessarily winning, but putting his name in the ballot for the Heisman?
Not yet.
How does he get to put his name? I thought people choose.
No, he's campaigning for it. He's campaigning to get his name on the ballot for the Heisman. What are your thoughts?
I got to look at the latest list. I haven't looked at it actually.
No, he's excellent.
Oh shoot! Woj just tweeted that the Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving.
Bullshit. I'm not going to go into it, bro. I don't want to get canceled. I'm good.
I just said it just came out, but
yeah.
All right. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked at the Heisman list right now to see what's out there, but I mean, he's playing really well. Don't get me wrong.
It's between like Hooker, Young. There's a quarterback out of Kentucky that's really good. There's no clear-cut guy. Right. Whatever. My thing is this, right? Here's my argument for why I believe it. First of all, I'm a huge fan of the whole situation, so that I'm a little biased in that part of it. But I'm gonna say this: he's playing against NFL caliber defensive backs, and he's throwing his players open. He is. What he's not facing is NFL caliber defensive lines. He's not. You know what I mean? So I can see why somebody would have an argument. No, whatever. But he is throwing against defensive back, and there's precedence. The precedence is what do you call it? My man McNair. McNair did it, and he has numbers that are about to surpass McNair. So I'm like, yo, if you're just gonna throw the name in, I'm not saying necessarily he should win, but I think he should be acknowledged. He's playing up against defensive caliber, NFL caliber defensive backs. You know what I'm saying? And he's throwing people open. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's waiting for them to get open and he's throwing the ball. That was one of the things that what's his name? The kid that stepped out of the end zone. What's his name? He's an analyst now. I always forget his name.
Orlovsky.
Orlovsky was analyzing him, and he's like, I can see where he's been working with Tom Brady. I can see the mechanics where he's been working with Tom Brady. You see, he mimics him a lot. And what do you call it? He's like, and he showed a bunch of like tape on him, and he was like, look at him here. He's throwing these guys open. These receivers are not open. It's not. And then he showed a comparison. I think he might have showed like a Baker Mayfield, where the problem Baker Mayfield is having is he has to throw into windows where the guy's already open. He doesn't know how to throw people open, right? And he was just comparing like how look at this kid, how mature he is. That even at this age, he's throwing people open. He's on a good team. He's whatever. I don't know, man. I think it's an interesting topic. I think that the fact that he is playing NFL caliber defensive backs, it helps him. So I don't want to throw the whole competition thing under the bus. But yeah, I mean, there's an argument for both ways. Man. Whether he should make it or not, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, he's definitely playing really, really well. And you're right. And that's just crazy that like when I just said I got to look at the latest Heisman list, because usually by now you kind of know like the two.
There's a clear cut, right? There's a clear.
And you hear and they talk about it. Oh, you know, because like SportsCenter will highlight those guys more after every game because hey, these are the top, the guys that are in contention for the Heisman, and you hear about it, and I don't see that. So
it's quiet this year.
Yeah. So, which is very interesting. So,
yeah, there's nothing. All right. So
I was just looking at the suspension for Kyrie. It's like no less than 5 games. It still hasn't said how many games yet. All right.
Yeah, let's see if they stop any let me not do this, bro. Let's see if they stop any connection with Amazon. Let's see if they cut off all these different.
If they cut off the sponsor or all the other shit. They're such fucking hypocrites,
this guy
bro.
An idiot? Was he wrong for posting it?
Bro, he's not lying. None of the shit he's saying is a lie.
All he did was put up a picture.
He hurt some people's feelings. So fucking what?
He put up a picture, and that's
I'm done with this shit, bro. Now he's got to be suspended. He's got to come out and apologize because these guys' names are Silver and Stern and Stein. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
What do you call it? The way I look at it is this, right? It's that hypocritical shit, dude. It's the hypocritical shit. You keep going after,
bro.
What do you call it? You keep going after the player. Yo, okay, cool. Yo, if you're gonna take that stance, and here's what really pissed me off, bro. You wanna know what brought me over the top? Fucking Charles Barkley. The ball's on you, Charles Barkley. The fucking ball's on you, Charles Barkley. Mr. I'm not a role model, right? Number one. Number two, fucking you're about to get paid a lot of money from the Saudis to be fucking over there and be a host for the Live tournament, right? And then you got the balls to talk about a picture with no caption, no words, no nothing that this guy put up.
Fuck out of here. They're full of shit,
balls
bro.
On you, Charles Barkley. Go F yourself.
They're full of shit.
Yo, you're about to go work for people that literally said, a country that literally said they conspired as part of 9/11. And now you're talking about they
don't get involved with the owner fucking saying that, I was just repeating what they said when I said N-word this and N-word that. He's allowed to say that nonsense and get away with it. But this guy posts a link to a whole documentary that's been on Amazon that none of these motherfuckers are protesting Amazon to take it down.
It's a shitty documentary, bro.
It's full of shit,
it's not
bro.
even good. It's shitty. It's
done with this shit, bro.
Listen,
I'm tired of it. Now they want to make an example. Anti-Semitism, my ass, bro.
Here's what I feel, Dre. I feel like I'm gonna put it from the Kyrie perspective. Kyrie, come on, bro. Like
I'm not defending him. I don't want to sound like I'm defending him because I think he's fucking retarded. I'm not defending Kyrie, but Mike, we're educated people, bro. Don't bring this bullshit to me and make it sound like, anti-Semitic. Anti-Semitism is something that hurts your feelings. I don't give a fuck if it hurts your feelings. If it's true, I'm standing on that shit.
You gotta. Here's the thing, right? So I'm not with that anti-Semitic shit. I'm not with it. I don't believe in it. It just doesn't. I don't jive with that shit, right? My thing is specific to this Kyrie Irving situation. I don't like the way he all of a sudden became the poster boy for the shit.
Exactly.
You're like, that's not cool. Don't make him the poster boy for it. If you're gonna go after somebody, then be real about it. Go after the money. Go after Bezos. Go after them. Don't whatever. Again, I'll stand on this. Let's put it this way. Would I put something like that up? No, because I know the signal it might be sending. That's not my thing. No, I'm not. I don't believe in that. But at the same token, yo, dude, all he did was put up a picture of a fucking thing that was already there. Go after them. Now, okay, cool. You don't like it? Cool. Now, show me. Go after them. Go after Bezos. Cancel that contract. You're not canceling that contract.
Exactly.
They have with the NBA. Nike, you're not contacting them. No,
you're not canceling that shit at all.
What contract does the NBA have with Bezos?
Oh, you don't see that on Thursday nights? They're about to have the whole LeBron thing going on.
Amazon Prime is the platform for the NBA League Pass.
Okay. I didn't know. That's why I was just curious.
Yeah, bullshit, but they're quiet on that strip. Quiet on the Western Front on that side. I'm done with the fucking nonsense, bro. It's all hypocritical. I'm done with it. Kyrie should know better though, because he's a little educated himself. You can't rage against the machine.
No,
it doesn't work.
Never.
It doesn't work.
What do you call it? Yeah, moving on. Yo, Thursday night picks. You want to roll into those?
We got baseball.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, my bad. Baseball. Whoa.
Oh, Javi, remember we were talking. If they could beat Verlander, and they got him good that first night, if they beat his ass again, I think that's it, bro. Philly,
and they're gonna be coming with those bats after getting no hit. Woo!
All right, the guy that got the no hitter is a good pitcher, very good pitcher.
No, it was a collective.
You know what I'm saying?
They had their bullpen,
but it wasn't.
It was the starter and the bullpen. They got all that.
But look at the discrepancy in the two teams. First team in, last team in, and still we can't separate them after 4 games. Yeah. That's sports. That's why I love this shit, bro.
Well, the anomaly. I mean, you want to sit there and say, okay, this no hitter may be an anomaly, but McCullins the other night getting lit up by 5 home runs. That was
bro. He got spanked. That's an anomaly as well.
I heard a stat today. I was watching Levitard and they put it out there. So 4 of those 5 home runs were off-speed pitches. So he was tipping his pitches. And here's what proves that it was tipping his pitches. This is the stat that they gave out. 4 of those 5 home runs were off-speed pitches. That pitcher threw 651 off-speed pitches this year. Guess how many home runs were hit off of that?
A lot.
0. And now all of a sudden you get lit up in a game on off-speed pitches. 4 out of 5 of home runs. He was tipping his pitches. That's why.
Yeah. He had a tell that he didn't know about, and then they caught on to it and they got him.
Yeah, he had a tell. So it's just crazy. So you've had that anomaly on one team, on one end, and now you had a no-hitter in the World Series, even if it was a collective no-hitter.
Collective effort still.
The collective tells me it was just not their night. You know, that's how I feel. Like when it's a collective no-hitter, I just feel like it's not your night. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember which guy said it earlier. He said it's a difference between a pitcher pitching a no-hitter and a team not getting any hits.
Yeah, I think because there's multiple pitchers, I think to Mike's point is they were just way off. Because if it's one pitcher, then he's just dealing on your ass. There's nothing you can do if he's just no-hitting your ass for 9 innings. All right, he got us. We can't figure him out. We can't figure out the pitches. We can't. He's placing it everywhere he wants it. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, when it's a collective, it just that team's just having a bad day. So
they're having a terrible day.
A badass hitting day. So now it's a best out of 3. And I
best out of 3 now.
You mentioned last week you think the talent will eventually win out. So I guess we're gonna see, in the last 3 games.
We'll see.
Yeah, I always feel like that. I felt like if it was gonna be a long series and it was gonna go past 5-6 games, I think the Astros have it. But we'll see, man.
And it was a good thing, at least for the Astros, that the bullpen got work because they hadn't really gotten a lot of work really since game 1. because that's a staple of theirs. That's one of their well, they have a lot of strengths, but that's one of their strengths. And if you go to a game 7, you know you can throw every single damn pitcher you've got in that game 7.
Yeah,
you're not gonna worry about a single pitcher because
it's an exhibition game.
Even if it's Verlander game 7 and you know he sucks in the World Series, they'll pull his ass really quick and put it.
You know how they say
I want to hear your thoughts on this whole situation.
What was that?
Javito, what are your thoughts?
On which one?
Houston and what do you call it? And Phillies.
Listen, that guy Christian Javier, he's done that twice this year.
This year, yeah.
So it's not like he's this is just one of those things.
Yeah.
He shut out the Yankees in the regular season, and they pitched a no-hitter combined. They did it again with the Phillies, and then he pitched against the Yankees and shut them out as well. So it's up to Justin Verlander today. But it feels like Verlander's just sucks in the World Series, right? If you actually look at his ERA, he's horrible in the freaking
He's the
World
Peyton
Series.
Manning of baseball. Like, just great during the regular season, and then
it's so
the
weird.
bad in the fucking.
He's so bad in the World Series, and it's just like, why? But then you got these guys like Valdez and Christian Javier that they're lights out, and you're just there like, damn. I wonder if Dusty Baker is willing to pull Justin Verlander early if he starts seeing any type of slipping.
I would because the bullpen is that.
You have to.
I think you have to at this point, right? Like you
have
can't
to
really lose this pivotal game.
It's not even. You can't even call it the proverbial short leash. You got to call one of them electric shits. You ever seen the
electric collar?
Like, bro, it's happening that fast, bro. First inning, you start fucking around, you're out of there because we got this game to win. I mean, and there's no tomorrow. So.
I mean, he has to what would really be easy for him mentally is if the Astros get off to a lead and
get on the board,
get a couple of runs early, and just give them that focus. Settle.
This is where a small ball team. This is where a small ball team can be frustrating if you're a pitcher like Kershaw.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're going to chip away and they need to set up runs and they move slow and methodical, as opposed to a guy like Kershaw and you got a guy like Judge steps up, crack, back to back, him and Stanton. Now all of a sudden you're on the board.
Right.
I guarantee he'd feel a lot better. Feel a lot easier for him. But we'll see, man. I don't know. This is it's a really good World Series.
I'm just gonna shout out AK for not showing up. You know what I'm saying?
He's already hammered. Nothing has even started.
Saying, he doesn't want to talk about that no hit. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha, brother. I gotcha.
No doubt.
Yeah, I thought about him last night too, and he was at the game too.
Yo, killing it. That's dope.
That must have sucked.
That must have been terrible.
Was he at last night, or was he at the one that
No,
won?
he was at the one last night, bro.
Oh no!
He was at the no-hit game.
Stay home.
Look at Jinx. Yo, AK, you're a Jinx.
Go to the Eagles game.
Stay in Jersey, bro.
Go to the Eagles game.
You going to Texas?
They're in Houston. They're in Houston. My bad. They're in Houston.
All right, so let lead this in, man. Yo, Eagles versus Houston tonight, Thursday night. I want to know, what are your thoughts, man? What do we got? Give me a score. I believe the over is what, 40.5?
48, 40, something like that.
Is it that high? I don't think it's that high because I don't
45, think might be 45.
Yeah, I don't think they don't have Houston scoring that much.
I'll tell you in a second, but it's gonna be a beatdown. I mean,
Avi, what are your prediction on the score?
Oh, did we lose him?
I think he froze.
Javi froze, I believe.
Yeah. Dre, what are your thoughts on the?
I think Devontae Smith is gonna have a big day. I think it's gonna be 28-10 Eagles.
28-10 Philly.
Yeah.
45. Is your over?
45 is the over. Okay. So you're just slightly under the over. Okay. What about you, Pablo? What are your thoughts on it? What do you
I got this 34-13.
34-13.
Good score.
Houston can't stop the run. They're pretty good against the pass, actually. I think they're gonna get gashed. And I'm saying that because I have Miles Sanders over on 79 yards. I think he should be able to get that because Houston, like I said, is terrible.
Yeah.
But they got stud receivers. I mean, so I think it's just going to be a beatdown.
Okay. Pablo, Javi, what are your thoughts on the score? Philly and Houston.
29 what? Let's just fill it in for him.
29-10.
Yeah.
Javi's freezing up a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Somebody said, Eagles 34-17. That's everybody. I think that's where everybody's at right now. Everybody's kind of in that wheelhouse. I'm gonna go.
How's Houston scoring 17 points?
That
Brandon Cooks
score more than like 14.
Brandon Cooks isn't playing.
I think they're at like 16 points.
So he's out. So I don't know how they're going to get 17 points. Damian Pierce is a really good running back, but that's
right.
That
doesn't equate to points, right?
Yeah, they're at like 16. Javi, what are your thoughts on the score?
I'm going to go Eagles 29, Texans 13.
Texas 13. Everybody's around that with Texas 13. All right, so I'm going to go. I'm thinking 3 first half touchdowns, 2 in the second half. I'm going to go 38-14. I don't think they're going to score at all. I think, man, we could be completely off on this one, but I don't think the Texans have what it takes to even get down the field, bro. They're low on weapons.
I think it's going to be bad. I think it's going to be bad.
It's a shit show out there. It's not good. It's not good. Well, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's our hour. And you're leading you into this this Thursday night football with the Eagles and Texans. So check it out. Here's the deal, people. Join us, share, let people know about us, man. Also, join our group, the Sports is My Love Language group on Facebook. That way we chime in with different memes, different points of view. We keep track of certain games, things like that. It's real fun. Join us on that page. Comment, leave your comments, debate, whatever you want to do. On this, share it. Let people know about us. Come join us every Thursday night leading into the Thursday night football game. It's a cool thing, man. We have our barbershop, what I call our living room. Join us. Give us your opinion. At the end of the day, we're going to talk about things that mainstream media is afraid to talk about. We're going to touch on points that maybe are a little emotional and they're not statistically driven. Yeah. But we're going to do it.
And I'm always emotional and shit.
We're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So here's the deal. They say the 2 most important days of your life are the day you're born and the day you discover why. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Sports is My Love Language podcast. And on behalf of my crew, we got El Schefter, Pablo, my man Major Martin, Dre, and we got Javito, my man Colombiano. We want to thank you for walking in our why. Have a great one, ladies and gentlemen. Take it easy.
Peace.